Hey gang, been a long time since we rock and rolled. Typically it's like NOLA styles when I'm like out here with the pooch. Because, to be perfectly honest, sorry about the wind, the TGD Angels like kick ass and they don't really need me. I'm retired, I'm on the shelf like Shelby. That's an inside joke, you'd have to watch Q&A Saturday to get that one. Well, we'll have to see, we got a bike coming. I'm gonna move this one off the side, see how he does with the bike. Sit. Good. Oh, the bike dodged. Nope. Good. Yep. So, I just haven't been out here a lot around all these different things. I've done some different work with her, but I haven't done like, I haven't seen like bikes. So here comes another one. So we'll give him some room. The smart dog owner, give some room. Sit. And that bicyclist turned off too. I think we're scaring people. Yep. I keep waiting for them to go by and they like turn down these little paths. They're like little elves that dart in and out. Anyways, so yeah, so usually the TGD Angels are handling these palookas. It's actually a female, this is Daisy by the way. Which is really good. We had a long talk today with our new apprentice, Liz, talking about how oftentimes different sex of the handler will cause different reactions out of the dog, both positive and negative, and having that ability to shake things up can be so valuable. It can be very easy to you can very easily be misled into thinking that because, say, you're a female, you're working with a nervous, insecure dog maybe, and the dog's doing really well, and you're like, oh, there's a kitty. Nope. Nope. So I don't have my e-collar in my hand. See that? That's what we call alert state, which is not what we want. So let me grab my e-collar. Because obviously this requires a little bit more of a complex operation. Yep. Anyways, so now I've got my own way of doing things. Got my eye on her. Anyways, so it can be very easy if you're a female with a nervous, insecure dog. I'm not saying this doesn't go for males, and males can't make this stuff happen, and don't anybody get their panties or their jockeys in a bunch. But something we do see a lot is different reactions, and it's not, I don't think I'm saying anything like incredibly outrageously novel. They'll give different reactions to different sexes of the handler, just like they'll give different reactions to different sexes of the dogs. So you typically see more male on male fights, and you typically see more female on female fights. Yep. And so you could be out and you could be doing, you could be working with, there's a bike, here we go. You can come on by. Sit. Good. So bike stuff, not a problem. But I still give room, right? Like I'm like, just so you can give some perspective, like there's a car right there. I'm like right in line with like the bumper of the car. So I'm not like flying across the street, but like I certainly don't want to pressure that kid and make the kid feel uncomfortable. I don't want to pressure another dog. I don't want to pressure anybody. I love being the responsible gentleman and like walking out, standing here, putting my dog into a sit and letting the world go by. Like, how polite is that? It's really polite. Pick it up, pick it up. Okay. Yep. Hopefully you guys are doing the same thing. That's why I'll fold a bunch of stuff into this video. That's why I always say take the outside lane, right? I even have a video, not a video, I think I've got a blog post or a TGD tip saying, or called Take the Outside Lane, and specifically about that, because if you take the inside lane, right, so check it out. And this video is going to be juicy. Check it out. This is the outside lane, right, leads to the street. This is the inside lane, leads to danger and drama. Now, dog starts coming this way towards us defenseless little crew. We go, oh crap, let me get out of the way. We walk over here. Let's go. Nope. Doesn't mean sniff. I said let's go. I didn't say potty. So, right here. Sit. Let's go means move with me. It doesn't mean sniff. No. So, now here we are. What's behind us? Oh, a bush. There's the sidewalk. There's the car. Dog comes this way. Dog comes this way. Whichever way the dog comes, we're toast. There's a bicyclist. Even a bicyclist. So if your dog had skateboard or bikes or dogs or people stuff or stroller stuff, and you're here, you're stuck. Why are you stuck? But you're like, but I'm giving my dog like, you know, like 3-4 feet of room. Yeah, you are, but your dog also knows, just like you know, that you're stuck up against this wall and there's nowhere to go. What does it do? It creates pressure. Heel. It creates pressure. So even though you've given your dog some extra room to relieve some of the pressure, you've inadvertently created pressure by putting your dog up against a wall that people just don't know how smart dogs are. Dogs aren't just like, oh, I'm just sitting here on the grass 4 feet away. They're like, I'm sitting on the grass 4 feet away, and there's a freaking wall behind me of grass and a building, and I can't get anywhere. And if this dog comes after me, I'm toast. It's, you know, it's fight or flight time. So I want everybody to be conscious of that. So like I said, this is gonna be a slam bang video because this is cool. We can add a bunch of stuff. Conversely, you take the outside lane, which is right here, once again. Ooh, look at that, even a better wall. Like there ain't no getting over that wall. Dog comes after you, you guys are really toast. Here's the thing, even if a dog doesn't come after you, heel. I'm gonna use heel. See if that works a little better for her. So, sit, sit. No. So she's getting corrected because that dog's barking. She's, oh, there's some snotties down the way. Anyways, so say we like sat right here and the dog doesn't come after us. So the dog doesn't even have to come after us. All the dog has to do is walk by and your dog perceives that pressure. Heel. That's what I'm trying to get across, is that you could have, if you take the inside lane, you've got more pressure regardless of what the other dog does. That's what I'm really trying to get across. That took me a minute to get out. Heel. So if you take the inside lane and a dog comes by and gets snotty, you're really toast. If he's quiet and your dog is really reactive, you're really toast. If he's snotty and tries to go after you, you're exceptional. You're like burnt toast, right? So that's why we always recommend the outside lane versus this way. How you doing? So now imagine we're walking down this way, and our dog is coming our way. I'll casually, I won't be frantic about it, I'll just go. Let's go. Bring my dog around, car's right there, sit. And that's where I'll put my dog. Now, if the other dog walking by us starts to light up, or I see the owner doesn't have control, or I see my dog starting to lose its marbles and I'm correcting it and we're not getting anywhere, then I'll say, let's go. Sit. You can't see it, sorry. So basically I just moved her away another, like, you see we're past the bumper now. Now we're 2 to 3 feet out. That's where the curb is. Oh, the dog's on a flexi and he's really nasty and he's coming after us. What? So now, let's go. We go even farther. We have all these options. Of course, don't get hit by a car, right? Like, first priority, but that goes without saying. If things are so bad that this owner is like now losing control of its dog, say the dog is actually going to like start coming towards you because the owner not only is on a flexi but doesn't have any control, you can head on over to here. We'll see you crazy guys later in your bad dog. Boom. Just like that. That makes sense, guys? Heel. So that's why I always recommend take the outside lane. The outside lane has got endless amounts of relief of pressure and safety if you need it. The inside lane, some are going to, like, that's got more space, but even that, your dog's gonna know. This one, a lot less. So always take the outside lane, and what I'll do is if I'm walking and somebody's like coming towards me with a dog and they're like, oh, and they start walking towards that side, I'll be, oh no, you take this side. I'm gonna walk over here, and I'll let them know. I'll be very clear about it, and I'll be very polite, but I'll really leave them no option, because I'll just go. I'll say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. I'll be really smiley, and then I'll just go to that side that I want to go to, and the other owner doesn't really have an option. And it's really for their best. So I'm not worried about them being like, you know, I'm not worried about them, you know, their feelings being hurt or anything like that. It's like, they probably have no idea that they've got a reactive dog situation, possibly with my dog or their dog or both. So anyways, there's a dog across the way. So we'll probably meet him a little bit. Anyways, I just figured I was going to share that. I was also going to share the male-female thing. And what I was going to say, if I remember right, was that, let's go this way. Yep. So I want to make sure, I want to make sure I talk to you guys and finish this so I can focus on this one when we get near the dogs. I can't do both, guys, sorry. So you can be a female handler, and you can have a dog that you feel like you've gotten to a good space, and then a male comes around, a friend, something like that, or another male handler, and all of a sudden the dog gives you a completely different thing, right? Or you can be a male handler with a really kind of pushy, bratty. Typically the way it works is like the pushy, bratty dogs, typically, not always, yes, there's exceptions, but typically the bratty male dogs, the bratty snotty dogs will typically give guys a bit of an easier time, because guys can bring a bit more kind of like pressure to bear as far as just like social pressure, personality pressure, what they exude. And that works against a lot of guys when we're trying to work with like nervous, fearful dogs, because they're like, oh, I don't like that because I can feel that male stuff and it feels uncomfortable. And a lot of times females will have an easier time with nervous, insecure dogs. No. And males will have a harder time. So it's really good to switch things up, guys. If you're a dog trainer, I was just talking with Liz, our apprentice today, just talking about that, like the value of having the girls work with all these dogs. Like if the snottiest, brattiest, crappiest attitude dog comes in and will work with Henri and Britt and Shelby and now Liz or Laura, man, that's such money in the bank compared to like if it'll just work with me. Yes, they'll still get trained and all that great stuff will still go down, but like there's a difference when a dog gives its attitude, behavior, and state of mind over to what they oftentimes perceive as a softer energy. That really tells you you've made some serious progress, that the dog's state of mind doesn't need as much leverage from the handler, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it will for you guys or not, but a lot of times somebody with a really strong presence can take a leash and the dog will just be like, you got it, you got it. And then somebody with a softer presence will take the leash and the dog will take advantage of them. So if you can use softer people in some sense to do the training and get the dog in a really great spot, then you've got a dog that I feel is like just better. I feel like the dog will function better at a higher level in more context with different situations, different handlers, things like that. So that's something to think about. But we always shake it up. We go male, female, back and forth. We want to see like some of the dogs, they come in, they're looking great, and then I walk in and then we get a different reaction. Or a dog I'm working with, and then all of a sudden like Henri starts walking her, or Britt, and the dog's like, haha, I'm gonna push you a little bit, because they can feel a different presence. Like nobody wants to acknowledge like males and females are different. Like look in the mirror, like we're different, guys, girls, and there's stuff that goes with that. That doesn't mean that female trainers and handlers can't be badasses. They can be extreme badasses. I'm just using a general kind of principle that I see a lot, and that's dogs reading the sex of the handler and changing their behavior accordingly. Not every dog, not every handler, but it's something to think about. It's definitely something, if you're a dog trainer or if you're a dog enthusiast or you foster or whatever, something to definitely factor in, so you don't get this what I would call false sense of security, and like the dog's great with you, or the dog's great with you and the 3 ladies you live with, or the dog's great with the 3 dudes that you live with. and then like you go to have like a female walk the dog and the dog redirects and bites her, right? So it's really important to switch things up and get different sexes, it sounds weird, get different sexes on the dog so you can really get a read of where that dog's at from both sides of the spectrum, from the pushy, bratty, kind of like swaggery side to the insecure, nervous, extremely fearful side. And make sure that you're getting a dog that can handle all different contexts, all different handlers, and is confident, strong, and well behaved with all the different stuff going on. So just something to think about. So we covered the inside lane, the outside lane. Always take the outside lane. Did a pretty good demo on that, and then talked about the value of having different sexes handle dogs so you get a full perspective on how the dog is doing. Otherwise, you may not know. You may think you got something and then somebody else comes in the room or handles the dog and you get a different thing. So just something to think about. All right, Sean from The Good Dog. And what do you don't need to be looking back there. They'll see. Everybody's like, dogs aren't that smart. Like, they don't remember. I'm like, this dog is sitting here and like, you're talking to a camera. I'll just look around and mess around because you're busy. They know when you're busy. They know when you're on the phone. They know when you're not paying attention. Like, give these guys more credit. They're so much smarter than we think they are. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Talk to you guys soon. Hope you're all well. Any questions about this? Please don't take offense. If there's any female trainers out there, please don't take offense and take this in the wrong way. You know that I don't mean it. I mean, all my trainers are females because they kick butt. That's why. But this is a dynamic that's in play. I've seen it over and over again. And just to be really clear, you could see it with a really like just a soft male too. You could have like a really strong female, like a husband and wife, and the female's like, and the dog's like, holy mackerel, mama like doles it out. Mama's dealing. And then like dad grabs a leash and dad's like, come on, heel. And the dog's like, I'm not really going with you, or I'm gonna bite your leg, right? So it's not just sex-based, it's really like state of mind based. But the reality is, if we're gonna get down to brass tacks and we're gonna be really honest, is that men tend to come from this firmer kind of place in general, and women tend to come from a more softer, nurturing place in general. There's a million fluctuations in between there, and if you guys hassle me in hard time, I'm gonna be so mad at you because I know you're smarter than that. I know you guys get what I'm saying. I know that you don't think that I'm just like making some weird chauvinist silliness, right? Right? All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.